Hi guys, Eddie Deline here. Today I want to talk to you again about investment properties and buying properties with different types of interest rates. So whether you go for a interest only style of loan or you go for principal and interest style of loan when you buy an investment property. Long story short, this video I've chosen to do it because I was speaking with a lot of different clients recently, property buyers agency clients, even some friends and all that kind of stuff that were talking about buying investment properties and should you do principal and interest, should you do interest only, you know, what are the repercussions of each, what are the pros, what are the cons, all that kind of stuff. The main thing I want to talk about is cash flow. So when you basically analyze a property deal, everyone should use a spreadsheet, like a cash flow sheet, where you can physically see all the expenditure, such as like your council rates, your water rates, your management fees, your insurance, strata, if it's applicable, or building insurance, if it's a house, maintenance, repairs, in some cases, all that sort of stuff. So you should look at your expenditure. You should also look at your income, and you can figure out your cash flow per week, per month, per year, all that kind of stuff. We've got a cash flow sheet it's basically a big Excel spreadsheet. If you would like access to that, just email us at admin@delinepg and we will email it to you free of charge, just to help you out. But basically, I was speaking to a few clients and they were looking at the cash flow sheet, and when they factored in the particular property that we're looking at, principal and interest component compared to interest only, in terms of cash flow pre-tax, before tax deductions, before depreciation, before that other kind of stuff, they found that it was a slightly negative yield on principal and interest components, on the principal and interest component. So it might have been negative yield by $15 a week, as an example, which isn't a big deal, basically. But on interest only, on the interest only, it would have been positive geared by, let's say, $50 a week or $60 a week. So whether you do your investment property on principal and interest or interest only has an impact on cash flow in the beginning. Why some investors do interest only in the beginning of building their property portfolio is because it allows them to have a higher cash flow coming in and hold that cash in their own pocket, in their own bank account, to then use that if something comes up, such as a repair or whatever it is, or even use that to build up and then put into another investment property moving forward. What I did in the beginning, I wouldn't necessarily do again. What I did in the beginning, when I first had my first 1, 2, 3 investment properties, even 4, I did a lot of them on principal and interest because I had that old school mentality. Hey, I don't like debt. Debt's bad. I don't like it. And let's pay it off as soon as possible. So if I were to start again, I would actually put majority, maybe not all, but majority of my first 2, 3, 4 investment properties on interest only, because it allows me to conserve more cash and then have that cash flow to then deploy into another investment property. Because in the beginning, it depends what age you are, but right now I'm 28 years old, I own 21 investment properties in my portfolio. If someone's starting and they are in their mid-20s, in their mid-30s, then they still have time, right? They can do interest only for the first 2, 3 years. Yes, the loan isn't going down for the first 2, 3 years, but it's a means to an end. You are keeping more cash flow to then buy more property quicker in the short term. You're buying more property quicker, which then is going to lead to more money after 5, 6, 7, 10 years. As an example, if you're buying on principal and interest and you're only able to buy 3 properties over the next 5 years, and those 3 properties over the next 15 years double in value, that's one scenario. But if you're able to do interest only for the first only 2 to 3, 4, like 2, 3 years, as an example, to boost up your cash flow in terms of your portfolio, boost that up to then be able to generate more deposits to put into, let's say, 5 or 6 properties as opposed to only 3. Those properties, as an example, that 5 or 6, double those over 15 years, you're going to have double the amount of equity in the next 10 to 15 years. So I guess I look at the long term and the short term sacrifices to make. Yes, in the first 2-3 years, your loans might not going down, so you might be, a bit sad, or you might have that old school mentality. But it's about trying to take the emotion out of it and look at the long term, look at the medium, look at the short term, and what are the steps necessary to take to get to the end goal of building a portfolio that's going to provide financial freedom, passive income, so you can do whatever you want, when you want, all the rest of it. So I hope this video helps. If you have any questions or anything like that, you can comment below, you can email us, and I look forward to seeing you next video. Bye for now.